So I'm going to discuss three citizenships that you can acquire fairly quickly, which is in a couple of years you can acquire. And these are some of the most powerful passports, the most powerful citizenships. And this is a special one because I'm going to discuss options where you don't need to invest. It's almost free. In certain situations, you can even make money inside the country. So I'm going to discuss these options. Who is this good for? Now, a lot of people believe in outright purchasing a citizenship like a starter passport. They have money, so they can afford it. But there's a lot of you watching who don't believe in shelling out that much money. Maybe the respect of those passports is a CBI kind of a impression. So you guys don't like that. What you do want is a solid, sustainable, reputable citizenship. When I say sustainable, meaning the visa-free access is there forever. It's not going to be terminated. It's not going to be revoked. The citizenships aren't going to be audited. There's less likelihood of Western countries interfering or fooling around with your situation, right? So that's where you need these solid, powerful citizenships. And the beauty of these three that I'm going to discuss is that they all would happen after 2 years. So in a couple of years, you can then you can apply for your nationality, and then you can naturalize in the country with the least amount of physical presence, which is time on the ground. I'm going to discuss countries that are known for a good life. You're going to have a good experience while you're spending time inside the country. The number one country on the list is Dominican Republic, one of my personal favorite places. I spent a lot of time in Dominican Republic. The best thing, the strength of Dominican Republic is that the locals are very friendly, they're very nice. They have this eagerness to serve outsiders. So when you're spending your time inside DR, it's a very beautiful country. It's also relatively safe. At least I had no issues with safety. I traveled the ins and outs of different cities and I was pretty satisfied, very happy with my interactions with the locals inside the country. Now, there are three ways of qualifying for this one. I'm going to skip the other two ways, which are through investment or diversification. So the other ways through investment, you're not shelling out any cash. You're simply moving your money into the country and then you qualify for permanent residency directly. But the one that I want to discuss today is the passive income route. Now, a lot of people think passive income cannot be created, right? So here with DR, the specialty, the highlight of DR is that you can actually convert your sitting cash bank balance into a qualifying income source, right? So you set up a fixed deposit, right? It's a special kind of a fixed deposit that you set up in your own home country. So you're not moving monies to DR, you're setting this up in your own home country, and that would generate a passive source of income, a limited source of income. You're showing the proof and you're applying for permanent residency. It's not really any kind of investment. It's your existing money. You're just legally reclassifying it to fit the requirements, and then you can apply for the direct permanent residency, and in a couple of years you can apply for nationality in DR. Now, this passport is not the most powerful passports. The other two that I'm going to discuss are extremely powerful, one of the best in Latin Americas, but this one is fairly okay. It's not as poor as, let's say, Egypt or some of the other Middle Eastern countries or Asian countries for that matter. This one has decent access. It has some interesting visa-free options. Nonetheless, because this is such a beautiful Plan B country for several reasons, I think this is worth taking a look at. The number two country on this list is one of my personal favorites, is Argentina. The highlights or the strength of Argentina is that it's going to give you a good life inside the country. It's going to be a beautiful time for you and your family. So you can surely consider this one. There are many ways of qualifying for Argentina, but my personal favorite is through passive income. Again, this can be structured. You don't need to have it from before. You can also legally structure this, and this is where the attorney works with you step by step to do this conversion. And all the countries that I'm mentioning here, we have several attorneys for these programs for different options that specialize in different offices. You can always click the link, book a call. We can discuss the best one and get you started. Now, coming back to Argentina, the best option is through passive income, and I made a very detailed video explaining in depth the two ways in which you can structure this. There are two options. One is you can directly start a business and you can qualify. The second option in Argentina is you reclassify your active to passive. And if you want to learn more about how this is done, if you've missed my video exclusively on Argentina, you can hop onto this one. This talks about the two options that you have with Argentina. In a couple of years, then you can apply for nationality. Now, the difference between Argentina and several other options is that in Argentina is not an immigration procedure. So you're not applying for citizenship through the immigration office. You're submitting your application to the court system. The judge is going to make a decision in your case. Now, there are a couple of things here, right? So depending upon who the judge is and how they view your application, they might ask you questions like your connections to the country. And that's where you have to satisfy the minimum physical presence in Argentina. And the court cases can be expedited, right? So there's certain areas of Argentina where these applications move much faster. In some of the other areas in Argentina, the court system is backed up, so your case for hearing can take a while longer. And that is where someone like us really helps, where we can discuss with the attorney which offices work best in your situation. So accordingly, you can expedite your matter even when it comes to citizenship. The one thing that I would like to point out with Argentina is that it's not easy to renounce the citizenship. It's almost impossible, I would say, once you acquire this. So this is something that you need to keep in your mind. Now, I don't think anytime in our lifetime, Argentina is likely to introduce a citizenship-based taxation like the US. No country does that. All talk about it, but to make it happen, it's almost impossible in my opinion. So you should be safe there, but just something to consider if you're thinking of getting this nationality. The third one on this list is Peru. Now, Peru is an interesting one. It is the only red passport on this list. A lot of people are obsessed with the color of the passport. I'm particularly obsessed with the lush green color of Mexico and the red color of any passport. That's just an obsession. Again, each one thinks differently. A lot of people question what's up with the color. Now, I can ask you what's up with the color of your car. Did you choose it? Why did you choose it? Why did you get red versus blue? And so on and so forth. So there's no rationale or there's no logic when it comes to your color choices or preferences. But I do love the Peru passport because it has excellent coverage. It's also an APEC member. So don't forget, with APEC, you get business access to 19 powerful countries: Australia, South Korea, Japan, Russia, New Zealand, and the list goes on, Chile and Mexico, and it just has a lot to offer. The APEC privilege is one of the best that you can obtain. So this is not visa free. This is business access and expedite immigration clearance in a lot of countries. So this is very valuable option that you get with Peru. Now with Peru, this is not traditional. You need to have proper qualifying passive income. You can't play around. You can't fool around with this. You can't structure this like with some other programs. So here the threshold is the lowest, which is $1,000 monthly. You want to throw in something more just to show more income, but then this has to be pure passive income. And unlike other places, you cannot structure this that easily. The second option with Peru is through business formation. Just like with Argentina, with Peru, you also have the option to open up a business, structure your business, and gain this residency. All of these passports can happen in 2 years. So while, let's say, you're physically spending your time inside the country working on these citizenships, what you can trigger in the background is other citizenship, which gets effective. The physical presence kicks in after a certain point in time. So let's say you're doing Argentina, for instance. You also want to work on your Mexican nationality, which happens after 5 years. You can apply for your citizenship. But for the first 3 years, they don't really expect you to be in the country. So that can run in the background till you naturalize from, let's say, one of these three options, and then you move to Mexico. You spend the minimum physical presence there, and then you can trigger the Mexican nationality. Now, I've stressed the importance of that citizenship. It is more powerful than the US or Canadian or Australian or German citizenships because of the APEC, the NAFTA treaty, the Canadian ETA, the TN, which is again part of the NAFTA treaty, the excellent access within Latin and South Americas. So you just cannot go wrong once you untap the potential of the Mexican nationality. And the beauty of Mexico now is that we're able to get your date and time even before you arrive in Mexico. So let's say you finalize the date, you land on that date, or let's say you land a day before, and you can get your card on the same day. That's how efficient and lightning fast the process is with us. Our attorneys are on top of the game. The key emphasis, apart from accuracy, is the speed. A lot of you watching are fed up, are frustrated of listening to information. You don't have the time. You want to get the benefit the quickest, and that is what we focus on. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure to smash the bell notification and subscribe subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest developments within the RCBI. If you like this channel, give me a thumbs up and catch you in the next one.